What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Game Like Will, man, back with another video. And in this video, listen, man, rumor has it that openers, bro, is not. Listen, listen, bro, listen. Rumor has it, right? Rumor has it all openers ain't the same. Now I knew this already, but it's just like for the channel one time, we gotta skim through every topic, bro, because we're on a journey to just getting every woman on earth, and you can't do that if you don't know every fucking rule, of the game. You got to know the rules so that you can play the game, and that you don't get out here and then you feel fucking lost. Because every woman's different. Some are shy, you know. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Some are shy, some are really outgoing, some are just passive, some are business women, some are cocky, some are narcissistic, some are feminists, some are work at McDonald's. I mean, goddamn, you just got to know your openers, right? So there's something called a conversational hook opener, and there's something called a these two, I guess, are the same observational. Now, correct me down below if I'm wrong, but I think it's about four more openers, right? So right now we're just gonna stick with the observational one just for this video. And obviously, I got a whole playlist down below of people I listen to mixed with some of my videos. So if you really just want to, get good real fast, just watch that playlist over and over again and you'll get good fast. Um, but I'm kind of crafting my openers and creating them and getting better. I don't want my openers to be basic. I don't want them to be rushed. I want them to come out just very, very healthy and strong and like, just like a newborn baby. And I just am able to open. But so I got a couple notes that I took from one of my favorite people to listen to, Coach Kyle. You know what I'm saying? Coach Kyle, he has a girlfriend now. Now some of his videos are more like, interactional with his girl. But, when he first started, back in the day, he was, really raw with the content. What he was doing was he was giving, I guess, all he had, similar to what I be trying to do. Right. So shout out to Coach Kyle. But he was talking about FTC, false time constraints, right? And there's so many of these also. False time constraints is literally what it sounds like. Time constraint. Um, if I run across a female or two or three or four or five, you know, I may not just open them flat forward. I may um say something like what do you say? Uh this shit is a kind of it seemed like a lot, but y'all gotta just subscribe and stay tuned. You'll end up understanding what I'm saying, man. Um False time constraint. So if I see that they're open, okay. So if I say something like, "I actually got to go to the bathroom real quick, but I wanted to ask you a question," or my friends are waiting for me, but I just got to ask you one thing, or I got to go around the corner, I got family waiting on me, but I got to ask you one thing, or you know, uh, I'm headed to a restaurant right now. I got a couple seconds to ask you this question, or something around these terms, right? And it's really, really important that you get a feel for this skill because, like as you just seen in that example I was giving, you want to really add your own flavor on everything, right? That's my goal all the time, right? To create my own style. You know what I'm saying? Create my own style. Hopefully, I don't got no. Uh, So I always talk about softeners, but now I'm talking about FTC. So FTC and softeners kind of are together. Softeners are like basically letting the person know why you're about to ask them a question. So it's like I did an example in one of my lives. I said, um, just so I just so I understand you better. That's a softener, right? Just so I understand you better. That's the softener. Then I would say something like, where did you grow up as a child? Or where are you from here? Or where are you from? I would ask a question, right? Open ended question, preferably, but you gotta soften that with the just so I don't keep walking past you and don't ever get to know anything about you. Blase, blase, blah. That's a softener. You're telling them why I'm about to ask you this shit that's none of my business. Just so I could get to know you a little bit better and that we don't keep walking past each other like complete strangers. Are you from this town or are you from another town? So you're softening the blow, right? And then you got FTCs, right? Okay, I got to get out of here in a couple seconds, but you know, so I put right here FTCs and softeners equal open. So as I was watching Coach Kyle's video just now, he was really emphasizing on if he's out at a club or a bar, he's gonna be body rocking, like I said in the other video, and he's gonna be pivoting, pivoting back and forth between his friend group and the females. And I'm gonna define openers for y'all real quick, right? So often openers are defined as it's your first line or statement you use to start a conversation, especially with someone you're interested in. Its purpose is to grab attention, break ice, and set the tone for the interaction. A good opener is often playful, confident, and engaging, encountering the other person to respond or encouraging the other person to respond and keep the conversation flowing. It's your entry point to pique curiosity and establish a connection from them. What is it? From the get go. So that's your definition right there. That you have that. I wrote down a couple from Mystery. He says they should be non-threatening, attention grabbing, um, intriguing. They should elicit a response, right? So a lot of y'all, when y'all crafting y'all openers, always think about that. Like, don't think like, yo, what's the smoothest shit I could say? What's the shit that sound like this Rizz God person that I watch on YouTube? Really sit down and ask yourself, um, what's gonna encourage them to respond naturally, like right, some natural shit, like regular conversation. It should demonstrate social value. Um, it should show that you're socially adept, confident, and fun. Avoid compliments and looks. Like avoid if obviously she's beautiful or pretty, you wouldn't be talking to her. But I mean, from what I found in my experience, yeah, you really, 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 really want to avoid that. You want to always make her see you. You always want to make her see you as the golden penis. You know what I'm saying? You never want to give her the impression that you give a fuck about her looks. Now, many people out here will try to say, "Nah, it's okay to compliment." I mean, compliment her after y'all get done having sex. Like don't compliments. I heard Ross Jeffries say, "Dates are for women you're already sleeping with, and so are compliments." All jokes aside, but this says also for the opener, humor and playfulness is good. Set the frame right as someone interesting and worth engaging with, right? And when you look at that word engage, that's an E word, right? And most E words have to do with energy, and I spoke on this before. So if I'm setting the frame, you know, your energy is really, really. It's not the most important thing because once you know once you got everything down pack, your energy could be off and you could run a good set. But your energy really is important when you first starting and when you want to get good. Your energy, because women feel that more than anything you're gonna say. So I suggest that you have provoking vibes. Like, yeah, I just did that with my body, provoking vibes. Like, throw your body into when you talk. Like, throw your body and you say, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?" Like, you know, lean in or lean towards or just think in terms of kinetics, your body. Think about the physical body and be grounded. And but again, it's a balance or a contradiction there because what I'm also saying is body rock and have your body kind of body rock. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Da, da, da. So it's swag involved with that, right? Opposed to me being like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Yeah, I just me and a couple friends are we about to go to this bar. They're leaving me right now. Got to catch up to them, but you know what? You caught my eye. You just your vibe or something about you. You know. And then what he said he would do is let her know the false time constraint. He'll probably body rock out, especially if she's with her friends, right? Body rock out, talk to the friends again, or talk to some female. Then probably in like maybe a couple seconds or minutes, he's gonna pivot back in, say a couple more things. See, this is called work in the room, fellas, and this is what I really, really, really think that most young men lack, right? It's to the point where you're playing the game one dimensional, and women are trained to weed out those type of guys. So if you're not really conscious of this shit, then it's not gonna really be fun. It's all about generating curiosity. And Mystery said he thinks you should use intriguing or situational openers uh, that pull them into the conversation, like a question or a comment about the environment. So Mystery has a really, really, really indirect approach as far as just saying something like, "Oh, look at the weather," or "Hey, the weather is this." I mean, I use those type of openers on like friends, like potential friends. Like if it's another guy, like I'll say something like, "Yo, it's a cool vibe out here today," or something like that. You what's the plans? What's the plans for the when you get off work or some shit. That's some shit with the homies or some potential friend type shit. But with the vibes, I think you really wanna set your intent, and that's another thing Coach Kyle was talking about. He made it known the word display intent. Now we're gonna make a video on that. I'm not gonna do that in this video, but I'm gonna probably make a whole playlist on displaying intent because I'm tired of hearing that shit. And it seems like every time I'm trying to get better at game, there's always some other fucking word floating around that I'm not really, really filled all the way in on. But I think in displaying your intent means that you're simply just letting her know that you see her as a sexual, you see her in a sexual way. That is what it is. But um, I'm trying to think, how do I do that? I think that women just know with me, and I think that like I met this girl in the mall, and I literally seen her, and she was like walking with like some other woman, and I seen her, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, I bet you I could pull her. You feel me? And she kind of like turns around and looks at me, and I'm like, but I'm in the mall. Like I just talked to like 13 women. Like, but I was like the 14th woman. And I probably done scored like twice. And I see her and I'm like, and she walks over and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, you caught my eye and stuff like that. I be saying that a lot. Shout out to Steve the Dean. I really got that for him. But yeah, you caught my eye, da 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 da. And yeah, you look good too. I thought the whole time when I seen you, you was sexy. That's what she told me. When I thought she said, I was thinking you were sexy. I was hoping that you would say something to me. I'm like, oh, for real, cool. That's what's up. Da 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 da. And then take my Instagram. Da 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 da. Cause some girls you see, you just be like, I'll really just like crush her in the mall right now. I'll take her in the bathroom right now. Like that was kind of my thought process, but I think that's why I say I think she could feel the vibe because she definitely was on that too. But she was working, so you know, we end up texting on Instagram. Her energy never changed, never changed. But that's like a different rare case, right? Most women are not going to give you that type of pressure, right? They're not going to give you that type of energy until you're really, really good with women. So we're right now we're just speaking on the other events, the women that are more iffy, like I don't know if I want to fuck with him or I don't know. And a lot of women got that iffy mentality, and what you want to do is you want to be good enough to cut through all of that. And like I said, you should use some body rocking skills. You should use some false time constraints, maybe. But you know, openers are very, very key to me because, like I said, I do my approach a lot. Excuse me, how you doing? Da, 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 da. I do my approach a lot, but I really think that openers is something that could be key. Now, like I said, there's four different types of openers we're gonna talk about in another video. Um, I'm working on my own right now. And openers are kind of hard because it's like it's so many ways to do it, right? So many fucking ways. Um, Somebody would say, "I ain't gonna lie, you fine as hell. What's the catch?" That's funny to me, but it's like I just said, Mystery said, "Don't compliment her." Um, you fine as hell. What's the catch? That's bold, right? It's bold. It could work. Um, I like this one. You got that main character energy. Uh, what movie you what movie you starring in today? You got that main character energy. You know what? What movie you starring in today? That's a game. I ain't gonna lie. Um, so let me put a little check mark next to that one. Y'all let me know in the comments below which ones y'all think are um minutia. Nah. Number three. Uh, I can already tell you got good taste. You walk right in my line. You walk right. You walked right in my line of sight. I like that. So for females, walking anywhere, it's kind of works all the time. Oh, I could tell, you know. Oh, I could tell you got good taste. You walk right in my line of sight. It's just a cool little side little step just to get her just thinking like, who is he? Who? Maybe he got more game where that came from type shit. Number four, you giving off untouchable vibes. Let's see if I could change that. Now again, it's cool. It's not bad or good. I'll give it like a five. Maybe you'll say that at like some party if you're downtown and everybody's like, when you go to one of those parties where sex is just in the air and you know that it's a great chance if you do the right shit, you're gonna get some ass. I think that's one of those things you throw out that opener right there. Like, yo, you giving up untouchable. You see a bad joint, you giving off untouchable vibes. Let's see if I could change that. That shit kind of smooth. Like, it's a touch of smooth. So I'm gonna say that's a 50-50. I ain't gonna give it 100, but it's kind of smooth. So number five is I could tell you're trouble, but I like a challenge. That's like a seven. Now remember, we're just trying to open up the woman, man. And if you're gonna say something like, "What's the catch?" or it's like the first one. I ain't gonna lie, you fine as hell. What's the catch? You could you could either a soften her or you could do a FTC, false time constraint. So you're like, hey, I gotta get over here to I gotta get back to my friend, my homie over there and shit. But I just gotta let you know, you look fine, like you look good for real. Like, What's the catch to you? Like, is there a catch to this? Like, probably add my own little sauce, my little sauce to it. Like, um, but let's keep going. Um, I bet you get approached a lot, but something tell me I'm different. That shit might not work. I don't know. Number seven, you got you got that million. Wait, you got that one in a million look. Now let's see if your vibes matches. Now again, I'm not too big on the compliment and shit. Like, you feel me? So that's kind of like throwing it. Like, I honestly feel like compliments come when she shows you she's trying to fuck with you. Really think that that's when you really might. Yeah, you're gonna reward with those. So you're not gonna just keep freely give those off the top. Number eight, which is the last one. You're looking like wifey material. You're looking like wife material. We're gonna have to test that theory. You're looking like wife material. We're gonna have to test that theory. These are a cool little eight openers, but these are not really. Again, these are not situational openers. These are more on the fly, bantery openers, right? These are more, but they're bold, right? They're bold, right? They're confident. So take them or leave them. Comment down below if you think these examples are decent. But again, I'm really really into the covert game. I'm really really into the darkness of it. I'm really into the part where you're like, yo, like hey, I gotta go in a little while. Da da da. I think that's more like sophisticated. I think it's more adult, and I think it's the type of Rizz that people they only wish they could have, right? But when you gather this young new age Rizz where it's like, oh, what's up? Da, 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 da. I mean, that should be cool, it'd be fly. But again, like I said, the only part I really relate with the new school, because I am kind of the new school, it's the bantering for me. Like, banter all day, bro. Like, I fuck with the bantering. Like I said in the other video, teasing, giving her a nickname. Like, that's when it gets fun. But I mean, the part I think I'm struggling with while I'm crafting my own character with game is like I'm trying to figure out, do I want to make my character more bold or just continue to be kind of how I've been all my life, like kind of like just quiet and reserved and shit. But I think there's going to be a delicate balance anyway, because like someone like Mystery seemed like he was like really like how I was, like really just in the cut chilling. He just was smart enough to make this shit work. Everybody got their own personality. It's just cool to see, but your personality just may not resonate with a female, so it's not always your game. I always say that it's not always going to be your game. Sometimes it's just going to be the female or the incompatibility that God made. It's just so there's two ways to get x'd out in that, or whatever they call blown out, and then it's everything else, which is a bunch of open field and territory for you to figure out creatively how you want to pursue the next woman that you cross paths with. Because remember, game to me is that it's talking to every woman you cross paths with irrelentlessly until they say, my ears bleed, leave me alone. The great late Kanye West, he's not great and late, but he once said, um, he said he got one interview about him like saying like, yo, if you just talk loud enough to people, then they can't stop but to, he said something like they can't help but to listen to you, and then they'll start to believe in you. And it was funny because it's like, yo, that's kind of how like narcissists think. Like literally, like they're like, yo, if I keep yelling and badgering people, then they're just gonna give up. And man, I'm telling you, like that's you gotta find a delicate balance, man. Don't want to get harassment. You don't want to get kicked out of places, and you don't want to ruin your reputation. That's why I say body rock, false time constraint, soften that shit. and then ask an open-ended question that makes them actually want to engage in that shit, you know? And these things really set you on a pathway where um, she feels that there's rapport being built versus you being some young asshole who's just trying to run Rizz, you know? So I mean, y'all pick y'all poison, but I'm gonna get out of here, man. Let me know y'all best opener down below that y'all got, man. Matter of fact, give me one key opener, top opener that y'all got, and more videos to come, man. I'm working on my openers. I'm gonna probably be working on them shits for the next couple of days. So, man, listen, I'm gonna see you on the next video. I'm out, man. Peace.